with that, like having difficult conversation with clients. But I had to learn that, hold up, I'm the professional here. And not in a cocky way, but it's just like, no, I have a right to, be like, hey, you know what? You're doing great with this, you're doing great with that, but I feel like you could definitely improve in this, like, or like what Larissa is saying, just because you don't feel like doing something, that's not an excuse, I'm sorry, like, you got to do this, this, and that. So, but again, in the beginning, I had a hard time with that. So, yeah, it's one of those things, like, you just gotta like more practice, like the better you get at it. But I've learned to be comfortable having those difficult conversations with clients that, like, I tell them to do something, I'm advising them to do stuff and they don't do it. I had a conversation with a client recently about, like something or multiple things that she was kind of slacking in. And I had to let her know, like, it's affecting your progress. Like, this is affecting it, this, and that. And something for me that I've learned is, like, you kind of have to, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And you have to be careful with how you deliver it, because, like, for me, the way I do it, I personally, is like, I tell them, like, look, you came to me with X, Y, and Z goals. I am trying to hold you accountable to those goals. Those are your goals. So I kind of like put it on them in a way, but like not in a bad way, but it's just like, this is what you came to me for, and I'm trying to help you with that because I want to see you succeed. I want to help you. And that's how you say it. Like, you want to let them know that you have them at your best interest.
Okay.
So like, put it on them, but not in a way where you're like blaming them.
Yeah.
In a way, but just more like in the way that I just said. Yeah, because I've had to learn and have those conversations. I've had different types of scenarios in ways that clients aren't, listening to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone's different. There are some clients where I have to tell them, I don't have to tell them more than 3 times. I have just tell them once and they do it. And they're on it. I have other clients where I have to keep, telling. I have to keep telling them. I'm just being honest. There are other people where I have to keep telling them. So everyone's different. Everyone's very different, yeah. But again, I think, for me, it's just what's really worked is, like, I'm like straight up, but like in a kind way, I feel, in a respectful way. Like, I keep it real with them. I'm just like, hey, like, that's not gonna work, this and that. Like, I'm not here to tell you you're gonna lose 30 pounds in a month. No, like, that's not gonna work. I've had clients ask me, like, should I fast? Should I do this? I'm like, me personally, I don't support certain things, but you can try it, but I personally don't, because of X, Y, and Z. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, just be yourself. It's cliche, but be yourself. But it really does help, though, just be who you are. And if you, like, especially like Elena, now that you're like coming into this, I really like recommend figuring out, like, what are your values in fitness, and like hold yourself to those values and like represent that in your training. You know what I mean? So, like, whatever values those things are, like, hold them, uphold to them, and to your clients, and just everything, hold to that. And I feel like when people see that, I think, well, the right people will stick around.
Yeah, the right people.
The right people that truly want help and that are open to it. Because some people, yes, because some people, unfortunately, it sucks, but some people, they're stubborn and they are not open to it. They're not, and that sucks. But the right people that are open, they will stick around and they will value you. They'll value you as their trainer. They'll be very grateful.
Yeah. I think that's the only thing I'm worried about going into like a gym, is like those clients that you're like, oh, we're gonna do this, and they're like, oh no, I can't. No, you can. And they're like, no, I can't, because I have trained like friends before and they're like, oh, I can't do that because my back. And I'm like, well, if your back is hurting, then that means we need to focus on what's hurting it. And they're like, oh, it's probably just something medical that I need to go to the doctor for. And I'm like, it's probably just your core. Like, we need to strengthen your core.
Yes.
And they'll consistently like say no. And I'm like, okay, well, we can do something else that you want to do. But until you like work on your core, you're going to have those back pains, unless it is something medical, but working on your core can at least tell you if it's just a weak core and you need to build your core to build that back strength, or if it is something more necessary for a doctor to, talk to you about. But those are like the times I'm like, just please listen. I know what I'm talking about.
I know it, honestly, trust me, girl, I understand. It is hard. It's so hard, like being confident in yourself and like, but I don't know. I know you kind of like went for a bit, which is okay, but I don't know if you heard me say this, but I mentioned to them like I had to like tell myself like, no, I'm the professional here. Like I have a right to like educate this person and let them know from what I learned, this is the science, this is the facts. So like what you said, like that's perfect. That's a perfect explanation. Like, oh, you know what? Like we can do a modified version, but just letting you know that in a lot of these weightlifting workouts, you got to brace your core, you got to have good core strength. Just like what you said, that was perfect. You're educating them, but you're not being rude. You're simply stating the fact. Like those are legit facts. So yeah, like I could tell, you're saying in a way like you're letting them know. Like at some point, if they keep skipping out on the core, it's gonna affect them. So yeah, like I think it's easier said than done, but over time, try to like not in a cocky way, but like tell yourself like, no, I'm the professional here. Like, you know what I mean?
I love it when they finally take my advice and then they make big gains and they're like, oh my gosh, like as soon as I started working on my core, I felt so much better. Now I can lift this weight. And I'm like,
you see? Yes. Yes.
But you were so scared. But now look at you thriving.
Yes. Yeah. I've had to learn that. Yeah.
This is good. This is what I'm saying. Like, again, going back to, and while you both were talking, I was just thinking about the clients that challenge your authorities. Going back to the fact that you are the trainer, you are the person that, in a sense, they hired you. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna, y'all are paying me. What I look like, y'all coming on here, me just staying here, waiting for y'all to ask questions. Can you imagine? Or maybe waiting for me to just coordinate everything. It's like, what we doing? It's like, no, well, we're on here so that you can in a sense come up with the topics. You can create the flow. Y'all expect the expectation of there being flow, of there being organization, of there being points, things taken into consideration by what is going on within the group, aka this topic. Things that are pertaining to what we all are going through. So, in the same light, y'all are literally trainers, y'all are CPTs, licensed trainers. So the client comes to you for that level of expertise. So in a sense, why should they have the say so? That's kind of the thing, right? So that's kind of the big point, I think, of all of it. And even Larissa, she expressed the fact that she wants, even though she says, I don't want to do it, Larissa says, I'm not doing that. She still expresses that she actually wants them to go, no, shut the F up and do it. Like she's still like, I was like, dang, you want that? And she's like, yeah. So I guess she just wants to be rebellious for rebellious sake.
Maybe but that's good, see, because that means she's open.
She's open.
That's good.
That's true. Yeah, having an open client. You're right.
She's open to being coachable. Some people are not coachable.
Coachable. I was about to say, when is the point where you drop them for both of you? When is that point for you guys? Like where you just go, you can have your money. Like when you throw the money back at them, when is that point?
I don't feel like I could give up on someone unless they're like, I think I need a different coaching style. Like, okay, like, I'm open to help you in ways that you might feel are better fit for you, but if you think someone else would be a better fit for you, then that's their choice. But I don't think I would necessarily want to drop someone unless, I don't know, they were being like inappropriate.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because then you got clients that hit on you. Oh, we can dive into that too. Well, that's a whole nother thing, man. They be trying to tell y'all to do the squats. Go ahead and do the squat, Giselle. Do the squat, Elena. It's like, what you? I'm training you. Right. No, but you're right. You're right.
Honestly, I feel like I definitely see what you're saying, and I feel like I had that mindset when I first started, but now, no, it's like it's just. I mean, everyone's different. I'm not saying you're
No, but
gonna.
speak your truth. But speak what you're saying. Yeah.
It depends, but like for me, it's more so like again, it's not, at least in my opinion, I don't think it's in a selfish way. It's just more like it's in those instances where they're not making progress. Like their progress is declining. And like at this, like there's a certain point where they're just paying me, but like their progress is declining. Like it's not, they're wasting at that point, it's like a waste of money. And because, I'm not that type of trainer that just like wants it, like I would, I would get to a point where I'd be like, honestly, what, you're paying me just to like talk to you at this point for an hour and to count your reps and to like put on the weight for you. Like that's really what it is. So I think at that point I would definitely, I wouldn't say drop them immediately, like boom, you're cut, but just like, but I will have like a conversation like, hey man, honestly, I'm getting to a point. Like I'm not helping you. And at this point, is you're quite literally wasting your money. Like, what do you want? Do you really want to continue or do you not? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but every situation is different. So it depends, but I feel like that is a way where I would like consider possibly dropping a client. But to me, at least in my opinion, I don't think that's selfish for the trainer. I think you're just looking out for them in a way. It's like, well, they're not making progress, and like I want the client to make progress.
I think that's a good point though, because technically, like, you're not just helping them save money because they're not getting any progress from it, but you're also helping you because our clients are kind of an image of our training.
Oh, dang.
So
that's
you're
good.
not making progress, then you're making me
that's
look
good.
like I'm not a good trainer.
Yo, that's good. That's a whole. Yo, say that again. Can you say that again?
Say it again. No, say it again. Yes.
That's good.
I mean, yeah. So if a client's not making progress, then it makes a trainer look bad because it's a reflection of their training. Like
exactly,
the client is showing that no progress is being made by this trainer, and then it makes the trainer feel like they're not doing good enough. But in reality, it's the client not putting enough effort in, and then it's causing issues for the both of you.
Exactly.
So that I can see where that could be a possibility to drop a client, because it's like, look, like you're just paying me to be your therapist at this point. You're not making any progress, and I'm looking like I'm not a good enough trainer to get you to where you want to be.
For real. No, and that's, yeah. And we have every right as trainers to feel that way. Why? Yeah. Because, like of course, it's our passion and all of that, of course. But like I'm trying to get more clients too. And if someone like looks at you 6 months later and you don't look that
who trained you? Giselle.
No,
oh my goodness.
No, like again, from a business standpoint, like you have to kind of like there's nothing wrong with thinking that way,
If Giselle if you be mean to me again, I'm literally gonna get real fat and then I'm gonna go around all over my social media saying you trained me. Just wait. that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be like,
but that just means you have to stop being mean to her too.
Exactly.
Huh? Wait, what?
That just means you have to stop being mean to her too, because you can't expect her to stop being mean to you, but you can continue being mean to her.
Tell him, please. Tell him. You see how he throws all the shots? I haven't thrown any shots. You see how he's constantly? I hope everyone sees this. Please. Like,
Y'all don't see the DMs. Y'all don't see the DMs. But go ahead. She came up with this. Came up with this elaborate like Megamon thing earlier, bro. Ain't gonna even talk about it. Ain't gonna even talk about it.
Yeah, you don't want to because it was good. That's why.
We're talking about trainers right now.
I could, you know.
We are talking about trainers right now.
Okay, I'm sorry. What's it called? No, I love what Elena said. I'm sorry. I love what she said. Yes, it's super important, you know.
A reflection. Your reflection of your trainer. That is a huge thing. The pictures, the befores, the afters, those things matter. And if there's someone that is like, it's the same thing with like even like, to be honest with you, it's the same thing with the groups. Like with this group, it's the same with any of my groups. It's like at the end of the day, like I do want the engagement. The money isn't just necessarily the thing. And obviously we have things. There's moments where we all miss certain calls, and some people can get on calls because there's certain things that happen. But it's not the money that I care about more than the engagement. I love this. Like, this is what I crave. This is what I love. Like, this is the passion. And when your passion is hit, you can care less about money. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I've been at a job. I've worked an IT position where, like, literally the team wasn't teaching me much of anything. And it's like, why am I sitting here? Like, I don't care I'm making this much. I like, what don't give me something. Let me feel like I'm doing something. Like, you want to feel involved in what you're doing. And when you're just handed money, you at the end of the day just kind of feel like to be honest, it's not a good feeling. It's not. It's really not. So I'm glad that, you know, I think G brought that up. But I'm glad you said that. Like, you mentioned that aspect of it. You want to be involved in the process, and it's a reflection of you. Going back to what Elena said. Super, super dope. What would be like one of you all's biggest don'ts of a trainer? What should a trainer not freaking do? Like, what's that thing, or maybe 3 things that a trainer just should not do, or y'all wouldn't want a trainer to do, for Larissa?
That's a good question.
I'll say, like, if we're gonna go by like certification rules and stuff like that, like, there's, you know, we have to do things in our scope of practice. So we can't technically, like me being a CBT, I can't give a meal plan
Yeah,
to a client, but you see a lot of that though, you know, on social media.
Yeah.
People give meal plans, and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, I don't like, whenever like I have a consultation, whatever, like most of the time they ask that, you know, do you give meal plans? I tell them no, because I'm not a registered dietitian. My expertise is exercise, nutrition. I give general guidance, you know, on macros and calories, and, you know, like overall like a perspective of food, but, you know, I will not give you a specific meal plan from Sunday through Saturday. Like, no, I don't know how to do that. I don't know, because everyone's different. Some people have high blood pressure. Some people have, I don't know. You don't want me to give you a meal plan. You know, like, please, like, you don't want me to.
She's right. She's right.
No, because I don't know. I don't know what to give you.
Don't trust her. Do not.
That's false, because all my meals are basically shit that Giselle posts all the time.
Yeah, true. She be giving out meal plans and don't even know it. True.
I give a disclaimer to the right people.
She'd be like, add your eggs, 3 eggs. Like, you ain't, are you certified?
It's from a general standpoint, but I mean, yeah, if we're gonna talk like that, like stuff like that, or technically you're not supposed to give them like supplements, right, Elena? Yeah, you're not supposed to like I mean, you can, like, if they ask you like, oh, what supplements do you take, you could say that, but you're not supposed to like,
yeah, you're not supposed to like basically recommend anything. You're just supposed to like tell them what certain, like I could say like I take creatine to help my like muscle growth, or, you know, but I can't say you should take creatine. Like, yes. You know, I can say creatine helps build muscles, but I can't tell them specifically like you need to be taking these supplements. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Definitely. Yeah, I think stuff like that, like I know there's a lot more. I'm just like I feel like there's so much I can't really like pinpoint one.
Mm.
Um, I think, well, for me personally, I think you don't want a trainer who's like gonna like push you to like you throw up or something, or like like that. Like that's just not healthy.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion. I don't know.
I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, fun, like real quick, just want to mention, like, I actually had a girl fill out my form, and like I called her, and I was like, oh, like, oh, she explained to me she had like another trainer before. She was like, yeah, like, I would need someone to push me. And my last trainer would push me until like not till she said not till she threw up, but like almost throw up.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, girl, I won't do that.
Mhm.
Like I'll put like
Mhm.
trust me, I'll push you, but not in that way, not to the point where you feel
Mhm.
sick, like, and she never I never heard from her again.
Yeah, some people think that's like weakness leaving the body. I think some people said it like they're like, "Oh, throwing up is like weakness leaving the body. Like
Yeah,
you're
like
supposed to leave there." Like some people are like you should be sweating blood. Like I've heard people say stuff like that.
yeah, some people were just like, but that's like all or nothing mindset, it's like, but some people want that or they think that's okay. But I'm like, I don't know about
Well, I
you, but I
mean,
hate feeling nauseous. You want to feel like that? Like that's crazy, but go ahead, like
Mhm.
I'm not doing that to you. I never heard from her again. But that's it, like an example, like again, Elena, like sticking to your values. Like even if someone doesn't sign up, like, all right,
Mm.
you know,
Mhm.
so be it, you
yeah.
know.
I like
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get that mindset though from like watching TV, like Biggest Loser, like, celebrity fitness trainers and stuff like that. Like that's what they post is like they push you until like you're throwing up, or they push you until like you can't breathe. And it's like, if my client can't breathe, we should not be doing another set right now.
Right.
No, for real. Or if they start feeling like dizzy, oh my gosh, sorry. I have
Yo.
certain experiences, but I want to let keep going, keep going.
I knew this topic would get you. I knew this topic would get
No, I'm curious now though.
you. Me too.
Okay, no, let me tell y'all. Elena, no, actually, no, it's good that I tell you, Elena, because just in case this happens to you, right? Hopefully not.
Yeah.
But let me explain. So I was training these two sisters, right? These two girls, really cool, really cool, right? But they had like a morning session and it was leg day, right? So
Mhm.
and that was kind of like their primary goal,
Mhm.
like build their legs, stuff like that. Um and so, me personally, I tell my clients like you don't have to eat breakfast before, but try to have something just to kind of like just so your body has some energy, like have something in your stomach. Um, but of course they didn't have anything, or specifically this one girl, one of them, right? She didn't have anything. Um, and they were still kind of like in the beginning, kind of like training. So they're the type of people that eat like one meal a day, like because of
Oh
work.
wow.
So they were like they were slowly getting in the habit of eating 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner,
Wow.
so on, right?
Mhm.
So basically they had their leg day. I promise you guys, it was not, I was not really pushing her. I promise you, because again, this was just barely the beginning.
Mhm.
So like I added some weight. She was doing like hip thrusts, and then the next thing she was doing squats. But
Mhm.
it's like squats with a dumbbell, not even at the
Okay,
rack
not
yet,
in the
because they're
rack.
still
Oh wow.
starting.
Mm.
I'm just letting y'all know. I promise y'all, it was
She
nothing
listening.
crazy.
She listening.
Not it was nothing crazy. And literally after those two exercises, after those two, she's like, "Oh, can I go get water?" I'm like, "Yeah, like go ahead," because they have like a little dispenser, right? Water thing. So she goes gets water, and then I think her other sister's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get water." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm like not even thinking anything, whatever. And then the other sister, she's like, "Hey, my sister feels like she's gonna faint," and I'm like, "Oh." So then I walk towards her. Her face is she's pale, and I'm looking at her like, oh my god, oh my god. And I'm like, don't beat on me. I was about to throw her over my shoulder and take her like, bro, no, don't beat on me, girl. Do not close your eyes. So I literally,
Oh no.
Take her to the ER myself. I was like, nah, bro, you can't do this.
Oh my God.
So there's like the machine. We were like by the machine area and then like the turf. So obviously in that moment, you want to lay them down. You want to have them lay down so that oxygen can go to their brain and elevate their feet. So that's what I did. I was like, okay, like let's walk slowly. I was like holding her, holding her hand, and I had her lie down. And I even went to the vending machine. I got her, well, I don't know how true this is, but you're supposed to have something like sweet to like raise your blood or sugar
blood
or
sugar or something, maybe.
Yeah, like your blood sugar, right? I don't know, but I got her a little protein cookie and I told her eat it. She was like, please eat it. So I was like, here, like, just like take a few bites just to kind of like, she's like, she's eating. Thankfully, she didn't actually faint, but she was like pale though. And literally, like her eyes were like starting to go back. So that's why I was like, oh hell no. Right. And then like 10 minutes go by, she's fine, like she never faints or anything. And I was like, it's okay. Obviously, stop the workout. They didn't continue, of course. I just had her stretch and then they left. But then
why you make a stretch?
No, just to like try. It's just to like stretch, feel the muscles that she worked. It was nothing crazy. But lo and behold, I find out. So that was a Monday. That was on a Monday morning. I find out because the other sister told me. She was
pregnant.
like, no. They were like, no, because the other sister was like, oh, I think this is a wake-up call. Like, we need to be on top of our eating because I kept telling them and advising them, try, give them different strategies, how to have 3 meals. But, it's one of those things. It takes time for people to build healthy habits. And I get that, it takes time. They were still in the beginning. Lo and behold, I find out that the last time she ate was the day before on Sunday, like at 2 p.m. So, and our session was on Monday morning. So let's say like today's Sunday from 2 p.m. and I have a session tomorrow morning in the morning. No type of food in her system. And I was like, because it's funny because when she was like laying down, I was kind of asking her like, were you feeling like this before? Were you feeling dizzy before working out? And then that's when the sister told me like, oh, it's probably because she hasn't ate since like 2 p.m. And I was like, oh girl, that's why. I was and I told her straight up like that. I was like, oh girl, that's why you almost fainted. Yeah, and then yeah, that happened. So, again, but that goes to show, like some people don't listen and like they don't listen and then something like that happens. And again, I'm not trying to like, bash her. I'm just being honest. Even after that, she picked it up a little bit and then, it's like some people just don't like how do I say it?
Discipline.
Yes, they just don't have the discipline and they don't put it into practice. That's the thing too.
Yeah.
A lot of people want discipline and then they don't put it into practice. So yeah, but that was my story for y'all. So
yo, that's crazy.
That's true though, because if I don't eat like an hour before I go to the gym, I'm so nauseous. Like if I don't eat anything all day and then I'm like, oh, I want to go to the gym, I have to eat something before I go to the gym or else like I will be nauseous at the end of, or not even the end. Like I do a couple squats and I'll probably be nauseous because I need something in my system to give me that energy.
Yeah, for real, that's what I told her. I was like, but yeah,
that is crazy. Like
I was low-key like mentally preparing, like if I have to do CPR, I was mentally preparing myself in case of anything.
Yeah, yo, that's why
yeah, I was mentally preparing myself. I'm telling you.
That's why I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because you're going through all of this. Y'all are going.
And like me explaining it, like I'm showing emotion, like I was like freaking out, but like in person though, I was trying to be like calm. Like I was just trying to be like, not freak out and be like, because if you freak out, then they freak, and then it's just like a whole, you gotta like be calm,
But in reality, inside your head, there's alarms going off.
I'm telling you, in my head, I was running to the hospital with her. I was like, you guys seen the game plan? Have you guys seen the game plan where with The Rock?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've
You know
heard of
that
it.
scene in the where she's eating the peanuts, she's allergic, and she's
Oh.
running. That's literally how I imagine myself over my shoulder and running with her to the.
What the
Oh
heck?
man.
Oh my gosh! I swear.
This is no, this is dope. Like I'm glad you're introducing these things because Elena is about to start. This is what she will have a lot more clients, and these are people that, in a sense, they're giving their lives over to you for a period of time. Like
Mhm.
you literally have control over what they do for a period of time. Do this, do that, do this, do that. So then maybe there's even questions you should ask your clients before they even start working out. Like maybe you should ask, did you eat today? Or what did you have today? Did you have something today? What did you eat before workout? Maybe these are things that Elena maybe needs to hear.